Here I will introduce the next section of our video for the D3JS workshop. Here we will learn how to create a simple bar chart. So please click here in our outline for the making a bar chart. In order to create a notebook or new notebook in the observable environment, you need to go to the notebook section of the observable website. Please make sure that you just logged in successfully and created your free account in the observablehq.com. Click on notebooks and click on new. It just creates a new notebook for you that you can just follow the instructions. The first step to just visualize the data is having the data actually uploaded in the development environment. In order to upload the file in the observable environment, you need to click here in the notebook actions, then choose the file attachments, and then choose the data that you want to use for the visualization. So you just click on upload here and then choose the COVID-19 dataset for the state of South Carolina across different counties as it's named data-sc.csv, and then click on open. After successful upload, you should see the data-sc.csv file in the uploaded file as shown here. So you would have the data file shown here. So we have the file, but we need to actually load the D3JS modules in the observable environment because we want to use several functions and variables which are already available in the D3JS package. So in order to load D3JS in the observable environment, just type D3 equal to require D3 add 5. It just you need to click to insert a new cell and then type this command that just load all the functionalities of the D3JS into your notebook. In order to run this cell, just make sure you just click on this triangle here or use the shift return as it said here. So after successful loading of D3 package, you should see no error and it just loaded the object D3 for you like this. So you should see the result of your script. The first part is that we want to define several attributes of the bar chart. For example, the bar chart has a color that you want to use for it, the height of the plot that we want to have, and also what would be the margin of this plot from the top, right, bottom, and left. So we could define these all attributes as a string called steel blue, which is just the color of the bar chart that we want to create. Its height is chosen at 500. You can just change that whatever you want. And I just use this margin. So also you could change these margins based on your variables. But these are just the margins values that I choose for this data visualization. The next step, which is just the most important step in creating the visualization, is to load the data in an array successfully based on the file that we uploaded in the notebook. Fortunately, the D3JS just gave us a function that just could parse the CSV file or comma separated value files. So here you just use the D3JS. The CSV parse is the name of the function that we want to use for parsing the CSV file. It just says use the attachment file that we uploaded in the notebook as called data.sc.csv, and we just put the task of finding the type or the format of the data to the D3.js itself to just find which format that we used for this file, because otherwise you need to define which columns that you have in your data file and what's the name of the columns. But if you use the autotype or d3.autotype, it just automatically finds the format of your file. So it's just easier for the bigger file that you have several columns that you don't remember exactly which column is the first or what's the name of the column. So it just automatically finds the name of the columns. I just sort them based on the sequence that you just put in the file. In the next step, we want to define the scale and axis for our bar chart, because we want to know what's the margin or what's the position of the bars based on different data types that we have, and also these bar charts, how it's scaled across the x and y axis, that you could find the definition of the x and y scale here. And also we define the x and y axis to create this bar chart. The x axis, it just use the name of the counties available in the COVID-19 data set of the South Carolina. Basically, we want to create a bar chart based on the number of the cases of the COVID-19 in each county. And in the x-axis, you have the name of the counties, but in the y-axis, you have the number of the cases. So here you choose the name of the county, which is shown as the data i.county. We just extract the name of the counties for you. And here you just have the y-axis, which is just the data.cases, which just gives you the number of the cases in each county that you have in the x-axis. Finally, you could just load SVG, which just gives you an empty SVG image based on the width and height that you defined. Basically, you say here that I just want to fill it with the color that I defined based on the steel blue color. You can just change the color, but that's just the color that we chose for creating the visualization here. It's a rectangular image, and you load the data that we just loaded from the COVID-19 data set for the different counties that we had. And we say that the x-axis is just the x-axis that we defined here. And also the y-axis is the number of the cases. And we have the height and width of each bar chart, which just depends on the number of the cases that we have. Finally, you should see the bar chart created here. Note that this is actually the actual visualization embedded in this website, so it's just not a screenshot from the visualization. Here you see the name of the different counties, for example, York, Williamsburg, Richland, or other across the South Carolina, and in the y-axis you see the number of the cases in each county. Note that this bar chart is not really interactive right now, despite the fact it's the actual visualization. It's not a screenshot, but you don't have any interactivity here. And also note that it seems the name of the counties are just just based on the sequence that we had in the file. But more logically, we want to sort the counties based on the number of the cases, for example, from the high to low number of the cases. But in the next section, we will find out how we could make this bar chart more interactively. For example, how we could add a zoom interaction to the bar chart, that you could just zoom in different part of this bar chart. And also we sort this data set from high to low number, or in the descending sequence based on the number of the cases. In order to access the final notebook created in the Observable HQ, you can just click on this link that just gives you the same bar chart created here, that it just shows you all the steps that you need to have for creating these bar charts. So it just summarizes all the steps that we had. We went through the material in this section. In the next section, we will find out how we could make it more interactive and also sort the data. Thank you so much.